Women's Championship. It is the man, Becky Lynch, against Canada's own Natalya. And it all began when Natalya won a fatal four-way match to earn this opportunity.